Well, I built myself some railings for my steps and my stoop here. I'm not a carpenter and I'm far from it, but I know enough from framing houses and doing roofs and odds and ends on houses and basically how to do it in the way I wanted it. Let me show you the way I wanted it. So this is the way I wanted it. I didn't want any post coming all the way down like this, and I didn't want any post here. So I made it like a flying thing, and I bolted it here, and I bolted it here on the post that goes up into the roof. And I put my railings on it, and the same thing over here. I bolted everything on, and it's kind of flying. Here it was easy. I used these clamps right here to bolt it in. But it is solid as a rock. And that's the way I wanted it. And when we were coming around over here, we would be bumping into it. So we kept it a little back from the steps. And I kept the whole stoop over here so it's easy for me to open the door. Because by code, you have to be 36 inches. And see all the space I got to walk around here? That's the way I wanted it. So here we go. I'm going to show you how I did it. Okay, our steps are done. And now we got to replace these beams. We know that. You can see it's all rotted in here. So that's a definite. And we got to replace this beam. And we're going to put a railing up in here. Now this beam is closer than this beam, so we might move that beam over. And we got to figure out our angle on these steps. So that's the first thing we're going to do. The first thing I'm going to do, which I always learn to lay everything out dry, right even with this, right even with that, draw my line. That's where I'm going to cut it. And I got to go with the slope, which this is the slope that goes along the steps. So I want to be right even with that slope. I'm going to make my mark right there. So then I put the two of them together, and that's going to be it. That's my slope. Now I'm going to make 4 of these. See that? I'm going to make 4 of these and cut them all up even. Well, I didn't do the angle 100% right, so we're going to fudge it a little bit so I could put a steel band in there to hold this together. I'm going to cut this right like that. See, I'm going to put this steel band in here like that to hold them together, and up here too. And I don't want it to be seen. So first I'm just going to get the screw gun. Make my pilot hole and put one of these in just to make sure. Okay. Now some might disagree with this, but it's all going to be hidden and you're not going to see it. I'm going to put this band on. Okay, got my piece banded together. That's all going to get hidden. Then I chart check my slope and I'm good. Doing this all by myself. Code says 34 inches to 38 inches. So here's 34 and a half, and I'm going to have a handrail on side, and I'm doing this all by myself. So I'm going to put it up here like this, and then screw it in. And see where we're at. So now what I did was I got to go every 4 inches, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, because code says you can't have more than 4 inches between your slats. So I bought these. These are going to be my slats. And this is going to be my slats. And then I just drill through them like this. Pilot hole. And then put them in. Well, I'm doing good. The battery went dead. And I want to get the same distance. You see this? I'm going to have to do something here to really lock this in. And I have to come over here and get this pole the same distance. So the next thing was up there, I got bolts. And we look on this side and we got them bolts. I don't know if you could see them up there. And we're going to loosen them bolts and we're going to move this over to here. Alright, now I'm going to remove this railing. I'm going to lay it down on the flat and copy it. So now that I got that all done, all I got to do is match it up the same way. And I think I'll do it this way. So everything matches up, and copy it except backwards, just like that. Okay, I'm following the same pattern as before, and I'm putting all these things in, just following what's underneath. Then I'm going to install it. Well, this is my two beams right here. And on the bottom, right here, I got this plastic composite board I took off. I'm going to put that on the bottom for a water shield. And I got to get this plate off the bottom. I'm going to get rid of the nails first and loosen it up. So I just got a regular house jack, and I'm going up there parallel. And I'm going to screw a screw up in there in case this jack ever slips. This board won't fall on me, and jack it up. Okay, that's good. Now I'll just rightly jack it up. I jacked it up about 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to cut this plastic piece out for the bottom. See where it fits the best. Right there on the bottom. That's good. So my first decision is to cut off the whole big piece I don't need. And this is the side of the beam it's going to hold up. And this is the better side. That's the side I'm going to be seeing when I walk down the steps. So I got to cut this part out. I don't have a miter saw and I don't have a table saw, but I do have a Sawzall. I remember when Sawzall first came out, everybody was going, wow man, these things are great. That's it. This side of the post I'm 4.5 inches. I'm going to go over here. I got to get this 4.5 inches and move it. Okay, I got that beam into place, and then I could take this one off, and I'm all done. I'm drilling my hole to go through. And then I take my bolts, put them through. I put my washer on and my bolt. Okay, I'm laying it out dry. I got it where I want it. Got my pillar in. I want these slats to be even. I don't want to walk down here and see anything crooked. So laid it out dry. It's one of the things I did in masonry all the time. You lay it out dry. It's hard to make a mistake. Now I got to figure out how I'm going to fasten it. Okay, I made these brackets. All I did was take this and cut it off here. These are going to be holding up my post. And I'm going to paint them up first. Maybe it'll help a little bit to keep it from rotting and rusting. Now, I'm using these brackets. And I'm going right down against the post and drilling my hole. And then I'm using this carriage bolts, they call it, which goes right through. And this goes like this. That's what's going to hold that railing on, like that. I get my little grinder. And for the bottom, I drill a little pilot hole. And I'm using these. Forget what you call them. No memory anymore. Get that started in there. And then just drive it in. Lag nuts, I forget what the heck. Okay, I got these all legged in. Real good and tight. And that tightened that up good, look at. Okay, now comes the part where I'm putting this hand railing on. See, I kind of bought it. It fits right over the top. Like that. Okay, when I'm doing my angles, I could always use a flat file. Keep going until I got it. Or you got a lot of money, highfalutin. Now we're going to talk about the way I'm going to do this. This was the old system. They had that down there, and they drug a bolt down, and they put a bolt down, and it held like that. And then they put this metal thing on top. Problem is, that's all rots away. So what I did is I put that plastic piece down top, and I'm not getting any water here anyway because now it's under cover. And then I'm going to drill down on the sides, and when you drill down, it's like Lewis pins. Don't drill straight down, you drill at an angle. And when you did old stonework, they put the thing like this in a chain, and that would lift the stone up. So I was always taught, never do it this way, always do it the other way. So first I'm drilling a hole straight through. Then I'm getting my hammer drill with a masonry bit and drill down. Okay, we got our 2 holes drilled. So throw some water down there and wash it out. You know what I mean? Make sure that they go down there real good. Like that. So I mixed up some rapid set cement. I got it in the hole. Make sure it's in there good. And I got my bolt going through, down to the bolt, like that. This goes on, the washer, put the nut on, and tighten it up. And that ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna get my little grinder and grind this off. See, it's getting hard already. Clean it up. that's it. All done. Now that the railing is in, we're going to take this off and we're going to replace it with this, so it's going to make it look a lot better. Well, I'm all finished, and like I said, I'm not a carpenter, but it is solid as a rock, and I'm not worried about it. I got my 4 inches space, or less than 4 inches between, so no one falls through it. And I don't like putting anything on this channel except masonry stuff, but I did do the steps. It's building stones and masonry steps, part 19, and you can watch how that all developed and how I ended up putting the railing on. So thanks for watching. I'm Mike Haduck. I'll see you next video.